Hello, and welcome to Meet the Mighty P-47 Thunderbolt, affectionately known by Allied airmen as the Jug. Weighing 8 tons, the P-47 was the heaviest single-engine propeller craft ever produced. Above all, the P-47 was known for versatility. As a fighter-bomber, it could carry 2,500 pounds of explosives, or half the load of a B-17, in addition to rockets and 8 50 caliber machine guns. As a bomber escort, it could travel 5 hours and cover over 1,100 miles with laminated papier-mâché drop tanks. The tanks dissolved in only a few hours, but once jettisoned, couldn't be used by the enemy or melted down for scrap metal. P-47s escorted bombers from Britain into Germany and from Saipai into Japan. 16,000 were built and 2 million combat flight hours logged by the P-47. 14 different production models were created and saw widespread service with the American, British, Free French, Chinese, and Russian air forces. Incredibly durable, the cockpit was heavily armored, spacious, and even had a primitive autopilot. Pilots preferred to belly land damaged craft rather than bail out. There are several instances of P-47s crashing through forests, hitting dozens of large trees, and the pilots walking away afterwards. P-47s survived direct hits from 13mm and 20mm high explosive rounds which would have crippled many other craft. Originally built with a razorback design, which had superior protection but reduced visibility, it was later modified to a bubbleback design, which is what is modeled in-game. The P-47 flew 500,000 combat sorties, more than any other craft, and more than P-38 and P-40s combined. P-47s claimed 570 kills in the first 3 months of 1944. The next highest was the P-51, with only 303 kills. The 56th Fighter Group was the only squadron still flying the Thunderbolt over the P-51 at the war's close. They scored 678 air-to-air kills and 311 ground kills at the loss of only 128 craft, and they were the highest scoring squadron in the 8th Army Air Force. Colonel Francis Stanley Gabrinsky was the P-47's leading ace, scoring 35 victories and 166 sorties. Known for his aggression, his wingmen perpetually complained about not getting to engage the enemy and getting left behind by Gabrinsky. Arriving at a pitched battle between bombers and attacking Bf-109s, Gabrinsky jumped into the battle, shooting down 2 craft in short order, until a 30mm round struck his engine. It lodged in the Thunderbolt's turbocharger without detonating. Gabrinsky's engine shut off, and he was forced to glide to a low altitude before his engine restarted. After 300 combat hours, American pilots were rotated home. Gabrinsky quickly reached the 300-hour mark and was slated for an afternoon flight back to the States. However, he learned of a bomber escort mission leaving that morning and weaseled his way into the flight roster. During the mission, he dove to strafe a parked German HE-111 bomber. Flying just a few feet off the ground, he fired. His first burst overshot, so he dipped his nose to compensate, striking his propeller against the runway. As surprised German airmen looked on, he crash-landed on the German airfield, skidding down the runway, which was still under air attack. He then jumped out and fled into the woods, where he evaded capture for 5 days. He was imprisoned for several months before being liberated by the Russians. The P-47 broke the back of the Luftwaffe during the critical mid-war period, and lives on in name and design philosophy in the iconic American A-10 Thunderbolt II, commonly known as the Warthog. Hi guys, thanks for watching, and as always, let me know what you think. Right now I'm planning on doing the M4 Sherman, Focke-Wulf 190, Tempest, and P-51. Let me know if there's any other craft you guys want to see.